meta currently.
Yeah, there
There's
was
some
some
that are
beautiful
holding
work.
on.
Let's take a moment there to give Gente some huge props. I mean, the shockwaves were on point. There was so much disruption on the Quantic, and he hit so many prime targets with
Yep.
those shockwaves. It just couldn't be ignored. And then followed it up with just some 2v2 battling, and came out on top of that one too. As Loco Doco couldn't find a way to kill him. It's going to be Shyvana, Rengar, Kennen bans for TBD. Quantic taking Sivir, Kassadin, and Annie off the field. First pick is going to be Westeros sitting at least on Lucian. Going to take it away from Loco Doco, maybe for the better. Actually, he had a really good game last game
He did.
with Lucian, but just there was no it was a non-starter for Quantic basically from the jump.
Yeah, Suno, his lane just collapsed on him. Jinte got so large, and then Apple, despite having a huge amount of CS, wasn't able to do anything with it. So Westrice is going to lock in the Lucian. That might force Loco Doco onto Jinx or Caitlyn, and then TBD can build their composition around that. And they're taking their time with this. Quantic's really thinking about it. At least being hovered over here. It's Prime's second most played jungler behind Lee Sin.
I couldn't argue with the Jinx pick after that last game.
Oh yeah, the towers.
Tower burn was too good.
And the fact that J4 was throwing down his standard Ninja Ken, giving that extra attack speed to everybody around, is just not a base race that they could have handled.
Still waiting on it though. No sit from Apple just yet. Elise sat for Prime, and they're trying desperately to figure out which way they want to go with it. Only 7 seconds left, give or take. They're going to put a sit onto Tarek. And
Tarek is really
now.
strong in 3.14, so I
Tarek
would not doubt it.
Locked in.
He's locked? Wow. So
First time
that's
seeing a Tarek roll onto the field, and we did just go to 3.14, but
Yeah.
all tournament long there. Yeah.
he's been played a little bit in Korea, and people get either Relic Shield on him or they get the Ancient Coin because they're both effective, and then the Ancient Coin, of course, turns into Talisman of Ascension, which is amazing. So the stun is fantastic. His new passive with the extra damage based on armor. So he scales really well into the late game. And if you get something like a Frozen Heart, because you can with all of the extra gold, or Randuin's, he's incredibly effective.
Broken Shard, gonna sit and quick lock Olaf. Sit on the Thresh for Arthalon now, as Bubba wants to play Hook City. Maybe see if he can have a little bit better time than Gunza. Gunza got a couple of key hooks in fairly late in the game, but it was too little too late at that point, as there's just too much on complexity, too much rolling forward. Maybe that'll give him a head of steam, though. You start off 0-2, you pick up a big win against Quantic. That's got to be a boost to the old self-esteem.
Yeah, and since Quantic's playing all their games in a row, they might be in a little slump here in terms of morale. Losing to complexity. Yeah.
I would hope that they stick with it. I mean, I got to say, one of the things that is just, I love it. It's a beautiful thing about League. People don't go on tilt too much.
That's true.
You have those players that'll go on tilt, but usually during the game they keep it together. And especially, they've got a team to back them up. It's one of those things that I started out in StarCraft 2. You're so used to watching a guy go on tilt and just throwing away a series. It doesn't happen nearly as much in League of Legends. That's some good mental fortitude there.
Well, StarCraft has a lot of mind games in it as well.
Yes.
Like if you get rushed, and then the second game you're like, okay, is he gonna rush me? So you build to counter the rush, but they're going for a big meta, and you just built the preventative measures that aren't going to be worth anything that early in the game. So it's just these huge back and forths. So
flop over to Tristana. Orianna going to be locked as well.
Yep. So no Ari from Suno.
And no Renekton.
Is what you were wanting, but no top.
Yeah, they sat Renekton, and TBD going to take it away.
But from the other side.
Oh man, what's Apple going to play? Maybe he's taking Tarek up top. Classic maneuver. Now it's classic in Lithuania. It's a classic top lane Tarek. Djurvik Kirksik's one of the best.
God, he just plays so many champions.
He's a very versatile Lithuanian player.
That ADC Annie that you were talking about last week. Now he's got the top lane Tarek.
Top lane Tarek, yes. Djurvik Kirksik, look him up. Lithuanian superstar. Lock on to Renekton and Gragas, and a look at Mundo. As Quantic taking a couple of pages here out of the complexity book.
But is he going to run Barrier Ignite, or is he going to run with a teleport? Because Flash Teleport is
Barrier Ignite, because that's manly.
Well, Flash Teleport is what we saw Shy doing. I mean, not Shy, Flame doing in OGN. So a lot of people over in Korea are using the teleport to get Mundo around and just wave clear. So Mega Zeros was actually a very bold strategy, and it paid off. It really did.
It did. It was, I mean, and, not to mention, I love tanking it up in League, and his positioning was just beautiful all game long. You had a lot of people that really could have caused problems there. Suno on Ari, a charm lands, Gunza lands a hook, and that would really just be the end of it. I mean, even a strong Q flash combo to put somebody out of line. We saw a couple of them get in here and there, and those were the back of Quantic big team fights. But by and large, Mega Zero was just in the way of everything.
Yeah. Despite being down 100 CS, he's still just a wall.
Managed to do it. TBD going to be taking Renekton, Olaf, Gragas. Very beard-centric comp here for TBD. Lucian and Thresh to the field. On the Quantic side, it's going to be Mundo, Elise, Orianna, Tristana, and Tarek. We'll be right back after this to find out if Quantic can turn it around or if the losing streak of one will be turned into a losing streak. Going to win the skin war in a big way. Like a girl, Tristana. Just too good for you. That's the number 4, and it was a number 2 at the beginning. Suno taking Orianna out. Got the wrong skin, but that's okay. We'll forgive him.
Yep. A little bit of forgiveness there because he's playing a different champion other than Ari today.
I'm surprised no Graggle Claws, though. I mean, it's, it's December. Arthalon's just not thinking about the holidays.
He's just being a rebel, though. Ran away from home on his motorcycle, went to death's row.
Yeah, those are the guys that end up being mall Santas.
Yeah. Well, he's got the
so it's just next game, Arthalon will be Santa hook onto Suno. He is going to die. Down he goes. First blood to Gragas.
All he saw was just Suno's butt go into the bush. And Bubba Dub just throws the hook. I don't even know if he saw him. I think it might have been a blind hook, but it just looked like he saw the tail end of Suno. Suno not flashing preemptively, just getting taken out. No summoners blown. But granted, first blood isn't worth as much before 4 minutes now, but there's an assist on every member but Robert on the side of TBD. So it's a 400 gold advantage. So it's basically worth what first blood would have been worth in 3.13 minus the whole assists thing. And a pause coming out here.
Lunky Dunky.
Internet Cafe.
We got a little pause, yeah. Hopefully nothing bad. They came in and yelled at him. They were like, "You guys are playing too many games." It's a weird thing to say. Right? Internet Cafe. But it happened. Pause is done. I was going to say head on over to wellplayed.org/Atlantic. Battle of the Atlantic and promotional tournament series thing. Tickets are on sale. Go pick some up before they are gone, and then you won't be able to pick any up, and then you'll feel sad.
Man, and so like the pause put me like 2 seconds behind because it's weird. That's like an old bug.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever, but well.
It came back.
Luckily, the fast forward button still works. Blue Steel Temp here from TBD. Gonna send out Fire and Forget Spiders. Broken Shark gonna back it up. And hook on to Prime. Not gonna be able to follow it through his Gunza. Just a little too scary. And a cloak that defies physics.
So Arthalon's gonna get his own blue this early on in the game. Hit level 2 already. 4v3 over on the bottom blue side.
Broken Shark gonna be in a little bit of trouble here. Suno wants some revengering, and can he get it? No, Broken Shark gonna get away. Quantic will continue the chase as they've taken him too low to really do anything about it. Robert Lee going to come onto the field. Broken Shard walking back through. Man, TBD tenacious as all get out. They want some blood here. Arthalon swinging down. He's going to get stunned up by Gunza. Gunza's starting to run a little bit low. He's going to flash out over the wall. TBD going to get the blue.
Wow. So Arthalon had enough time to get his own blue, hit level 2, and then come to that fight, and now he's just a huge zoning presence. He's going to get some body slams on Suno and some damage here.
Add that on to First Blood. Suno primed for a bad time. Look at that damage. Arthalon taking full advantage, being level 2 there.
Man, and now Broken Shard looking for something in the bottom lane. Gunza caught out.
Nowhere for him to go. 3v1. Hook's going to land. Gunza going to be the second sacrificial land there. They lose vision. Gives him some time to run away, but Robert X. Lee going to finish the job. Prime Ignite. Arthalon wants blood. Does he have the cooldowns to get it? No way for Prime to go, really. He's going to body slam him. Arthalon gets away with it. Yeah, gets away with it. They had to call it back. Westrice, a little too scary. Apple going to go back to farming, and I don't want to say a bad start for Quantic, but it's a bad start for Quantic.
I think it's the worst possible start that they could have.
Yes.
No blue buffs, and I think their red buff was just taken off of... Yeah, it was taken off of Prime's dead body. It's on Arthalon. 3 kills going over to them, 1,400 gold.
In 3 minutes.
Ugh. Yeah.
Now Suno in trouble again. Arthalon rolls forward. Q's going to land. Broken Shard chasing it. Gets the reckless swing. He's going to fall. And that'll
Apparently
give Suno the slightest bit back. TBD. Hopefully that was a well-measured plan there, and certainly not them getting a little showboaty.
Yeah, still down on CS.
And,
One
yeah,
CS on
very
Oriana.
good spot. Yeah. Poor Ori. Level 2. Arthalon going to hit 4 soon. It's 4. 2 levels up on Suno now in the mid lane.
And
a 1.8k gold. Quantic, I probably shouldn't have said that thing about people going on tilt. Just a rough start for them. And, I mean, for a team that started out 2-0, they were undeniable yesterday. But the change of location, you know, do you contend with the bad internet and hope for the best, or do you change location? They change location now at a net cafe. Might be enough to put them off their game, and we've seen Quantic just having a rough time here today. A little too early to call, obviously. But if TBD keep the pressure up, it's going to be very hard for Quantic to answer back.
Yeah, well, I was told they were at Internet Cafe, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Because when you go to some other location, it's not your mouse, it's not your keyboard. You can hook those up, but even if you do that, then your chair might not be at the right height. And then your arms
your screen's going to be farther away. Even as a caster, that stuff sets me off. I'm used to casting. Big old monitor right in front of my face. I go... Net Cafe, it's farther away. All of a sudden, I'm like, where do I look? It's changed my whole thing. And that's just casting. I mean, these guys got to play a very high level. Hook on to Loco Doco. No follow-up.
Little things like that'll set you off. Guns are going in. TP coming in.
Bubba stunned up. Teleport down from Apple. Bubba in trouble. Exhaust is there. Robert X lead doing what damage he can, but now he's got to leave Bubba to his fate. Down he goes. Loco Doco picks up the kill on that one. Gonna give a little bit back over. Close that gap just a little bit. Quantic good. Showing signs of life. Not gonna let it get him down.
Yeah, the CS difference is pretty big though. For this early on in the game, there's about 20 CS difference both in the bottom and mid lane. So, man,
it's gonna
this
be
early
fun.
on, 16k gold down. They're just struggling.
Having a really rough time of it. I gotta say, 31-17 in the bottom lane, 24-10. Just hit double digits at 6.5 minutes in the mid lane. Prime also going to die. Down he goes. Westrice picks up the kill there. Apple back just too little, too late. Broken Shard gonna walk away clean as Westrice tanks it out. It switches over to the minions, and yeah, he's just gonna be able to recall no problem. Broken Shard back into the jungle, and I gotta say, we've been talking a lot about Quantic because they started off the day 2-0. I mean, really favorites to walk through this in a big way. TBD now handling him complexly, just had the jump on him from the get. But TBD right now is doing exactly what you need to do when you eke out an early lead, no matter how small, and that's keep the pressure on all the way around the field. Make sure that nobody gets back into that game because it's yours right now, and you need to make sure it's yours in 15 minutes.
Yeah, Wombat, they really have the pressure on. It's blowing my mind, this early aggression that we're seeing from TBD, and it's paying off. They aren't doing bad plays in any regard. And right now, the blue's being contested. Apple trying to do something about it.
Arthalon just clearing the lane. Suno gonna have to sit and watch it. Broken Shard in here. Apple, Broken Shard will be in the way of anything. No. Comes back in. Can't get it though. Broken Shard gonna secure that blue.
Maybe could have gotten it. The smite went off, but the cleaver, little late, did hit a minion, or I think actually hit Broken Shard after he threw his axes, his undertow. So Apple gonna go back to farming. Pretty much the only person on his team, I think you said this before, that is like doing well, going even for the most part.
And really basically just got lucky that it was Prime in his spot instead of him being up there on the lane. So Apple teleports down to help pick up a kill. There's 2 kills on the board right now for Quantic, 1 in the mid lane, 1 on the bottom side. Robert X Lee going to be in a little bit of trouble again, and he'll get pulled to safety as they're going to go full strength into the jungle. 4 strong to chase down Prime. He will not be getting that blue buff.
That was a good move by the Loco Doco and Gunza to cut off Robert from getting to that blue buff. But then Bubba Dub realizes it, comes back, throws the lantern, and gets him to safety. And then, like you said, 4 strong on that blue. They are just denying these buffs. And I don't think they're going to do Dragon just yet. They need to get some people off the field before they do that. But they've gotten both buffs both times now. Both blue buffs.
Suno heads over, checks the blue, finds that there is just nothing on sale at that store. Heads on over to the lane to get back to work. Still a 1,500 gold lead. Quantic again. Not letting it run away from them, but TBD is just everywhere all the time, doing everything they can to make sure Quantic can't get back into the game in a very meaningful way. And especially 0-2-0 on your jungler, it's a rough one, man. Prime having a tough time getting buffs. Mid lane not getting the buffs. Dragon now going to go over to TBD. And just, what are they going to do, man? Quantic, they can get some good team fights, maybe. If they do, get back into the game. But right now, TBD just on pace to be well ahead. They're making their move in the first turret now. Mid-outer, or bottom outer, going to come under attack. As mid-outer is under attack from Suno.
And the 4-man strong in the bottom. They're just going to melt this tower away. And Quantic trying to regroup in the jungle, going to be clearing out that blue, so he'll respawn in 5 minutes. Oh, the pressure that TBD has right now is just amazing.
Forcing respect out of Quantic here, and Apple going to walk forward, try to get some work done. Westrice unimpressed. Loco Doco going to take a big shot there as Arthalon is looking for blood. Not going to find it. Might eventually. Oh, there he goes. Lanterns back across as Quantic comes to the field. They were looking for him, but Bubba Dub on point with the lanterns today. I gotta say, I'm a Bubba Dub fan. Oh, just making fantastic plays. Bubba Dub, quality support.
I was told that just a year ago, he was gold.
That's what hard work will do, man.
Yeah, apparently this time last year he was gold. And then he put the work in, and fantastic player, fantastic support player. Really just sticking with it. I remember seeing his stream one time. He was wearing a Lulu hat, and this guy has a stash like Draven. So it looked like Draven had skinned Lulu. That's the first time I ever saw Bubba Dub.
I love him even more now. Gonna go Bubba Dub for #1 support. Gonna put him a vote. Who's your vote? #1 support. Based solely on mustaches.
Oh, I don't know. Doom Trouble doesn't play support. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Bubba Dub on this one.
Bubba Dub
solely based on mustaches. Otherwise I'd be going with Nick the Stick.
Yeah, Nick the Stick, quality guy. Gunza, big playmaker too, man. I gotta say, Gunza been off the game today, but Quantic has just entirely, it hasn't been a runaway yet for TBD, but it's a very solid lead for 11.5 minutes. They've got themselves a turret down, can start swinging around, putting some pressure elsewhere on the map, and TBD looked primed to do it. Again, started the game off 3-0 inside of 5 minutes, and have not let up since.
Yeah, TBD needs to start getting more kills if they want to keep the pressure on, because the CS is becoming even now. Suno's caught up to Arthalon, and Loco Doco is only 13 behind right now. Whereas before he was around that 25 area. And ooh, in the mid lane, Suno.
Gonna be in trouble, going on the run. Hook's gonna land. Big hook from Bubba Dub there at max range. In comes Apple to try to turn the tides as Quantic goes forward strong, but they will get nothing back. Q comes out, gonna hit on Prime. Robert X. Lee comes in, guns a-blazing, just to scare him on back, and it's going to be good enough. Quantic forced back to mid-outer. It's going to go 4v4 here, and they're going to leave Westrice to his business up top. Hook's going to land on Apple. Apple in trouble. He doesn't get out the back. Big splash right there from Arthalon. They're going to get Loco Doco. I'm sorry, going to get Robert X. Lee off the field. Gunza runs low. Down he goes. Big work by Loco Doco getting done there, but just not enough. Prime. There we go. Down he goes to Arthalon, who improves to 403. But Loco Doco pulling 3 out of that one. Now 3 out total, 2 out of that one. He goes 3-0-0 on the overall.
So the situations that Suno's been putting his team in this game and the previous game have not been favorable for Quantic at all. He's getting caught, and he's blowing his flash and still dying. So that means that when he gets back to lane, they know he doesn't have his flash, and they can make this same play again on him. Arthalon has his explosive cast, and in that matchup of Gragas versus Orianna, all you have to really do is put it behind her, have her fly into you, and then just body slam her into oblivion.
She's 90% dead at that point, considering the 403 on Arthalon. Gonna put tons of money on him, sitting 81 CS. The big number belongs to Westrice up top, who has just been taking a nap in top lane, killing every minion that comes by. He's 103 CS, far and away out in front of everybody else.
Yeah, and Arthalon's sitting on about 1,800 gold right now, just now backing, picking up the needlessly large rod, probably going for a Rabadon's next. I don't know if you'd go for a Zonia's in this composition. Isn't a lot of physical damage, maybe just to deal with Loco Doco, but I would say he'd go for something along the lines of a Rabadon's. But we'll have to see, what Arthalon feels like buying. He can pretty much buy anything at this point.
Loco Doco basically the biggest threat. He's going to be working towards a static Shiv here early on from the looks of it. Might hold on to that for a little while for the gold gen and hope for the best, but he's looking all right. Still behind on the CS count, though.
Yeah, 3-0, though, so he's been doing well. He's got that
global gold notwithstanding, he's in good shape.
Yeah, he's got that 75% kill participation alongside Gunza. And so sitting on the Avarice Blade, and Gunza going to get hooked.
Hook on to Gunza, they're going to flame on back, and Shockwave going to land short as Arthalon body slams out. Box going to drop, Apple coming down, and they may need to disengage this one. Broken Shard repositioned just in time. Loco Doco not enough on the explosive cast to finish him off.
And Bubba Dub getting taken low as well.
And the Bills, though, with those big hooks. Nice box drop as well. Kept Apple from really charging into that fight. And TBD was able to hold on to a more forward position they might have otherwise.
And they get a turret for their trouble. All of the outer turrets are now down, so TBD needs to start warding up these jungle objectives and start pushing it out. Westrise has been doing a fantastic job all game CSing. Highest CS in the game, 125 at the 15-minute mark. So low CS game overall, a lot of kills, though.
Yeah, big money hustling. Especially with that global gold now. 3 turrets. First Dragon over to TBD as well. Dragon back up. TBD swarm in the area, but Quantic got something to say about it.
Yeah,
this will be an interesting dance.
What are they going to have to say about it? If it's going to be like, no, you can have it, then it's not going to be as effective. Gunza trying to ward up here.
Broken Shot. Gonna go ahead and send that axe off in the wrong direction. That minion, very high jukes. It's like the rabbits in Oregon Trail, Get those Emmett Smith moves. Westrise gonna catch an axe to the back of the head, cleaver to the back of the head.
No dysentery, please.
No, sir.
That's all I ask for.
Pace to grueling, meals to meager. We're going to Oregon, kids. I'm a doctor. Woo. We'll stop for 2 days if you get dysentery.
And then you'll be fine.
Yeah. We only need 1 to get to Oregon to win the game. I mean, that's how it works. Dragon underway now for TBD. Quantic coming in. Gunza gonna steal it away with his manly looks. No, not gonna be the case. Arthalon sends out a big ult, catches nobody, and TBD will just go on the retreat. They grab the dragon. That's good enough for a clean getaway now as they poke towards a 7,000 gold lead at 16 and a half minutes. Quantic looking like the people Quantic played against on day 1 here.
Yeah, no, they not in the driver's seat at all in this game. They're playing reactionary on their back foot. Their red's about to get stolen by Westrise, or he's going to fight Apple. Or he's just going to ward it and walk away.
On through.
That's, I guess, I'm covering all my options here because he picked the third one.
As long as you just keep running down the list until he does the thing, and then you go, or he could do this, and hope that nobody noticed that you said it.
Or he's doing
first.
all of them. Schrodinger's Renekton. That's what it is now.
Quantic going to run 3 strong up towards red. Yeah, there's a big crocodile there, so they're going to decide maybe head back. Call somebody with a little bit more expertise in the large reptile area.
Well, they're dealing with a large reptile, picking out the lizard for
go
themselves.
To Broken Shard?
Yep, went to Broken Shard. Man, their jungle has just not been in their control at all. They've been giving up kills, and Quantic is just not looking that great right now. This game,
Quantic has been there to see all of these bad things happen to him, though, so, they're at least aware of them.
Yeah.
Silver linings.
I think that's going to be just the theme of the tournament, just Wombat Silver Linings.
Yep.
It's going to be a thing eventually.
That'll be its own tournament, where I only point out the good parts about the team that's having a rough time. Because again, Quantic, they've gotten to watch the red buff get stolen away from them. They get to watch Dragon not go to them. At
least they see it.
All of the deaths and the turrets go down. They were there for that. And that's really all you can ask,
Yeah. It's a spectator sport too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody at home gets to see them.
Quantic going to spectate real hard, which is good. Recall going to work for Westrise there. No delay going to come out from Apple as he can't get into the brush in time. And the lead, a million? I don't know. 6,000 something?
6.8.
It's almost 7,000 still.
Very, very close. Very close. Apple getting on this turret very shortly. The minion's gonna walk up to it. Yeah, I got some damage on it.
Yeah, take that.
The little things. The little
It's a
things.
get back. It's right there. Guess what that turret's lined with now? A little bit of silver. Boom.
Silver.
A little bit right around the edge. A little bit of silver lining. Yeah.
It's not even going to regen that HP either.
Nope.
So that's going to stick.
Yeah, that's done. That's in there. That is
out of
a
it.
net gain for Quantic.
You can't repair that stone.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could, but we don't have that guy. That guy costs a lot of money. Can't be sending him out there. Not on a Quantic budget.
Is considering they are substantially poorer than TBD. But, you know, it's far from over because in 3.14, it's easy to have comebacks. If they start getting some dragons, then they'll be able to slowly get that lead back. They steal a Baron, it's very possible. So it's not over it's until the Nexus explodes.
Westrice gonna lose a trade more or less with Apple up top because he gets more damage put down, but Westrice clears the lane, keeps things pushing his way as they continue their awkward friendship dance in the top lane. Still pushing on mid-inner here. Apple wants Westrice dead, but nobody can seem to land any of those skills. Westrice, nice juke right there.
And man, these CS numbers, they seem pretty even, except Loco Doco falling behind. Tristana does have that early mid-game bump that she has to get over. I mean, her early game is pretty good, but her mid-game is where she struggles, and we're hitting that point right here. Everybody's around that level 11 mark getting their second ultimate, but a lot of people on Quantic still in that level 8 range. Robert has 2 levels over Loco Doco, and Quantic, they need to find something. Granted, it might not have to be soon, but they need something. Prime looking for something off on the side. Apple's here as well. No vision. Bubba
waiting for a hook himself, and they're going to try to start it up. Westrice there to run interference, though. Robert X lead drops the ult, but gets very little done as Prime retreats into the ceiling. Big ult there, going to pick up the Spider Queen. Apple flashes out over the wall. Loco Doco, not so lucky. Can he get out of it? No, sir. Thresh to finish it off. Westrice just tanking the turret right now for days and days. Down it goes. Robert X Lee with credit for the pull onto the turret. See a pull fly out, and you want to say the word pull. Not going to land the hook on Suno. 2 for none, though, and Quantic just saying, okay, let's run at their mid-outer turret and hope for the best.
Yeah, and God, they've just been doing so well with these little advantages and pushing them, and Quantic has not been able to do anything this entire game.
Gunza caught out, but the flash over the wall, get him clear. Bubba-dub! Ooh, just misses a hook there. The slow from Suno going to allow him to escape.
A little juke to the left from Suno there saved his life.
Suno going to save Gunza. Gunza going to repay their Suno, then going to repay the favor onto himself by walking slightly to the side.
Is he going to give him some silver?
Yes. Oh.
Just
Loco Doco silver lining on all of those minions there. You can see it arcing. Just applying it.
Apple going to be alone with this top turret for a little bit, and to get some damage on it.
Yep.
It is possible he could take it. It's very possible. If he sticks to it. No, he is going to stick to it. Okay, he's backed for a second and made up his mind. It's going to pull Westrice into the top lane to clear it. He'll clear it very quickly with Cole, the Meek, and Tiamat. But the question is, can Apple kill it? You think he's going to stick to it? I think he's dedicated to this turret at this point. Yeah.
Yep, that's got to go down. Down it goes.
Now, Minion Wave just gets melted away with Tiamat and Cole, the Meek. And there goes Dragon.
Dragon over to TBD, but that's okay. Quantic is on the board turret-wise, and that's going to be a number that they can put a little notch in the belt saying, hey, one more turret for the cause.
That's 3 dragons, though, over to TBD. That's a lot of gold, and the fact that it scales over time. Yeah, you don't want to be giving those up this late in the game.
No, sir. They're very much...
Can they contest it? Is really the question.
I don't know. It's really been hard for Quantic to get on anything. They got 4 kills on the board. Most of those picks here and there. A couple of them coming in the team fight. Westrice might not make it out of this one. 4v1. We'll see.
Red buff Tristana.
He's going to go. Down he goes. Guns are going to grab the kill for that one. Needs that gold.
Meanwhile, down bottom.
TBD grabs bottom inner and bottom inhibitor. Not going to come under attack. They'll move it over. It is going to come under slight attack. Not the full force of TBD. At least trying to make their way around. Q going to drop. Stun going to hit Bubba Dub. But Robert X Lee will drop the ult. and buy him a little bit of time to back it on up. Prime going to have to reset that position as they go back to clearing the lane. TBD going to hold the front here. Thought they might do a full retreat, but no, sir.
The composition here for TBD is very siege/split push oriented. You have Westrice push the off lane, and then you do a 1-4 split. Lucian clears very well. Gragas clears very well. Olaf clears extremely well with his undertow. So they're just able to clear these waves out. And Guns, Bubba.
Hook on to Suno. Gonna flash out of the way of the Arthalon ult, and Suno will stay alive for a couple more minutes. At the very least, a 9,000, very nearly 10,000 gold lead here for TBD.
And Quantic's going to have to rely on Suno for their wave clear for the most part. I mean, Loco Doco can clear a bit. He's not at that point where he's got a lot of range, though, because Tristana gets up to that high range. He's at 631 right now. They're going to lose a turret.
Little boop sound as it falls. Boop. Like that, and bottom inhibitor turret going to fall. Westrice making sure the ward situation stays positive for TBD. Quantic at full strength there. Going to try and fight it. Lane pushing in down middle. Just a touch from TBD. Quantic going to send... Nope, nobody going to go up to clean that up. Bubba catches the stun. Westrice just goes in onto Gunza. Apple going to have to stand in there as well. Hook not going to land. Westrice dodging off to the side just to pull him wide here. Prime onto Bubba. Broken Shard back in. Repel's going to get him away from that act. Broken Shard wants it, though. They're going to turn it back around onto Prime. Arthalon here gets the ult into the sidewall. Loco Doco going to catch the Q. Broken Shard chasing down a kill. They're a little too hungry there, and they're going to give Suno a kill. Apple now to the back 4v1. He doesn't have any friends in the area. Ult's going to come in big. Bubba low. Gunza wants him. It's going to be a double kill right now for Suno. Apple running a little bit low. TBD may have overstayed their welcome, and Quantic's house here going to burn the house down to get the pests out.
Wow, so they don't even give up inhibitor there. It's a 4-for-0, and there's one more person left. Arthalon running away from Prime. Is he going to get away from this?
Broken
I think he will.
Control his character. They're saying, I am taking that to mean that, you know, his character as in the sort of person he is. Couldn't control the character, his base nature, had to chase the kill down.
Yeah, he had to unleash his wrath.
He
just couldn't control it.
That's what that means. So, mid-outer going to fall here.
It's a little bit of a spike in gold for Quantic. Despite being down, I think they were at the 10k gold mark.
Yes,
they
sir.
still had a good fight there. A very good fight. Very greedy from TBD. Broken Shard going into the backline. His Ragnarok wore off at the exact time that Gunza started throwing the Dazzle. Gets stunned up. They kill him. Loco Doco's all over it. And then we have Westrice into the backline. Apple just kites him. 2 ignites going down on him, but still has enough from his sadism to keep him alive. And he basically takes like a step. Like he was standing there in front of Westrice, just keeping at arm's distance. He's like, if you take a step forward, I take a step back. And then he stopped moving when Westrice was stunned, just to keep that little leash, that little tether of aggro.
Blue buff for Arthalon there.
He just throw a barrel at the ground?
He did. Sometimes you gotta. Gotta do what you gotta do. Loco Doco on the chase here. Robert X Lee gonna take some damage. They'll put it back into Gunza with the ult. Bubba and Broken Shard to the front, but TBD gonna call it away. Quantic with a little bit of a get back there. Still down 8,000 gold, 6 turrets to 2, 11 kills to 9, but a solid team fight in their own base. Gonna start it up onto Gunza and Lantern away.
Yep.
Westrice straight back into it though. Wanted to drop the ward.
He's like, hold me back, hold me back. No, don't really hold me back.
Hold me back though, but seriously.
But hold me back. Yeah. So
you're getting close. What are you doing? Come on, hold me back.
No, hold me back. I don't know what you want me to do, these mixed signals. So what that fight was actually really about Suno. That shockwave that he threw in hit 4 people. It was fantastic. It was what really set up that fight, and the fact that Broken Shard overextended. But they're once again back in this bottom lane, ready to siege up this inhibitor and go for round 2.
TBD into the area, 30 seconds to Dragon. So they've always got an option if they want to just bail. Head over in a different direction there. And Apple being as obnoxious as possible off to the side. TBD going to roll into the base. Apple closing ranks on it. Quantic just got good position here, and there's not much they can do to argue with it. Lantern back out. Good use of the Lantern so far this game for TBD. You don't see, I mean, every now and again you'll see some great Lantern plays. It's been fairly quiet. A lot of Thresh play. Not a lot of great Lantern play here. Bubba making sure he gets it out and gives people some nice long-range rides.
Yeah, most Threshes are in your face, go, go, go. I'm the guy using a death sentence. I'm in the middle of the team throwing the flays and the box down. And Bubba Dub is more of, I'm going to get these long-range death sentences. I'm not going to pull myself in. I'll Thresh maybe at max, I'll flay at max range, and then I'll go ahead and stay back so I can lantern somebody out. Like right now, he's there, ready, poised to throw a lantern over the wall if somebody gets caught. And it's really how Bubba Dub operates, is supporting his team in every sense of the word.
Apple sends out a cleaver. Gets no joy as Westrace not going to get caught by it. Closing that gap back up to 10k. TBD not being kept down for very long. Westrace takes another cleaver and another cleaver. And going to work down the wards. Get that ward away. Oh man, the green-pink ward dynamic.
Get it out of here. Yeah, greens can see pinks. Pinks can see greens.
The world's all topsy-turvy. It's like that movie with Lindsay Lohan.
Is that the... Wait, which one? Freaky Fridays? Or Parent Trap? Okay.
Yeah.
Both,
no,
I think,
Freaky
are
Friday.
remakes.
Which one?
They're both remakes.
They're both which she was in Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep. I still prefer Mean Girls over all of those, though.
Yeah.
And that's my Lindsay Lohan squeeze.
I prefer Easy A with, what's her name?
Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, yeah.
Yeah.
The slightly less upsetting Lindsay Lohan.
It's true. Oh, I've never heard it that way, but it's
we had to replace
like,
Lindsay Lohan, and we did it.
So?
Just like with Ryan Felipe. We had to replace Ryan Felipe, so we got Shia LaBeouf.
You're blowing my mind right now. Stop.
Yeah, I know, man. That's when I realized that stuff, I was like...
And then we had to replace Shia LaBeouf, and we got... Oh, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's been getting
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's got ties back to the 90s, though.
But he's getting more and more leading roles, though.
Yeah,
more
but Shia LaBeouf was because Ryan Felipe was never a big leading role. He was just kind of the crappy, like, Antitrust, Cruel Intentions.
Oh, after Transformers, I think you'd need to find a new Shia LaBeouf. That's just me.
Yeah, you should. But JGL, man, that guy's a champ. He used to look awful back in the
did he?
back in the 90s. He looked awful. He's super handsome now, though. He's doing that Leonardo DiCaprio thing where he's going up and over. Quantic looking for a way around, but they're not going to get it. TBD just backing off for a while. Just gave him a little time. Said, "Hey, man, take 5.
Giving us a little time too. Talk about some movies."
Yeah. Just make it a whole show.
I know, right? You'd be like, "Oh, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?" I loved him in that.
Yeah, it was good.
Some Leonardo DiCaprio. That's my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio role ever.
You know my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio role is everything he does. He is a delight.
Hasn't won anything though.
No, because getting snubbed. They did the same thing to Jim Carrey, where he was basically begging for an Oscar. Did the Majestic? Not a very good film. We deserve one for Man on the Moon, and I think The Truman Show. The Truman Show.
The Truman Show, absolutely.
Classic. Absolutely. So, TBD going to group up on Baron now. We'll see if they can get some action into the game. It's been 11-9 for a couple of minutes now. Still a solid lead here. Quantic's managed to get a little bit back, but nothing worth writing home about, as TBD's still in a very strong position. Ward game right now belonging to Quantic, showing that the vision game is still very, very important, as Quantic can keep a very specific distance from TBD, almost as if the wards were some sort of an order that restrains them from going in.
Oh, what's the average distance of a restraining order? Is that like 300 yards, 100 yards?
Like 100 yards, yeah.
100 yards.
It depends on the threat.
Just imagining the wards having a 100-yard radius and everybody's just really big.
Stay outside.
I think that's how it is.
Really. I mean, have you seen Soraka? Look at the trees compared to these people.
That's true. That's true. They're oh my god.
But then look at the grass compared to the trees.
That's some tall grass.
Topsy-turvy in this place.
I'm just gonna imagine them really large though, and so the Baron's just huge and towering.
That's like the Chrysler building. He's that, just kind of standing there in the middle.
And no real action, like you said, 11-9 for at least 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're up to 33 minutes now. It was 31 the last time I really noticed that it had been a while before there was any action. So it's continuing to tick up. But I mean, who wants to get it wrong here? TBD got to know that they're ahead. But you look up at the scoreboard, you see 11-9, 6-2. They know they've got the map presence, but they aren't necessarily aware that they're really running away with it. Especially, you take a look at the CS numbers. it won't necessarily feel like it. But 4 dragons under their belt, the math is there for them.
Yeah, it really is. And they're just continuing to clear out this Baron pit to set themselves up for something. Bubba takes
a lot of damage. Half his health over to the Baron there. And Quantic decide to, yeah, just sort of an impromptu Baron look there. Yeah. Nothing super serious.
They're basically like, Bubba half HP. We should push whatever little advantage we can get right now. Oh, here
they're
comes...
They're going to run it on over to Suno. Westrice looking for it, but they're not going to get it. Ragnarok is popped, and Broken Shard's going to continue to chase. Prime being kept out of the fight. Suno as well. He's going to repel into the sky. Hook on to Apple. Not necessarily the one they want, but it's the one that they're going to get. A turret drops bottom outer to the minions. In the meantime, Suno burning over the wall. Gets the shield, but can't get away from Arthalon. Gonna get the pick right there. Olaf grabs one. Not Loco Doco this time. It's Robert X. Lee.
Right, I did that with Bubba Dub, and I called them Gunzo once. It's the champions they're playing.
They just played it.
Suno didn't get his ultimate off. No shockwave coming out there. I think they wanted to pull them back a little and get them in that bottleneck so that he could do that. Tried to use it right as he died, just as a last-ditch effort. Didn't go on cooldown. The animation almost went off, but he ultimately died in the middle of it. So.
Got the shield on, but Arthalon was just not having it. Managed to catch him up.
They really need those spot-on shockwaves to make a team fight go in their favor right now.
Especially
and the Dragons,
with the
once again live.
Gonna be a good chunk of money. I don't even know how much now.
I'm gonna watch it. Just to know. Just to know what it's gonna give right now. 240 gold to every person.
241, yeah, for everybody. Westrice getting a little bit extra for being the one to finish the job. I really thought Apple and Loco Doco were going to 2-man Baron right there, but that is not what was happening. They were just clearing wards away. I was like, that is the boldest maneuver.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Yeah. We'll have to see if it pays off.
56.6 to 44.9 thousand gold. Going to be pushing out 11,500 plus a couple extra in the pockets. A TBD, 6 turrets to 3. But they're skittish. They don't want to do it. Got a little bit there. Bottom lane going to be pushing super minions, so they're just going to camp. Literally got them setting up some tents over here in the neighborhood around Baron because the super minions will do the work for them.
It looks like they're still dancing around that Baron. Broken Shard.
Gonna hop over. You're gonna be short. Apple now caught out of position. Prime and Gunza just standing there on the side watching helplessly. Apple got the ult though, so he'll be able to walk away. Gonna be very, very hard to kill him. He is demanding a little bit of attention though, so he's done a fairly decent job of running the front here for Quantic. But at this point, they may just be too far behind. TBD decides to go for it. It is going to be a hotly contested Baron. All 5 of both sides in the area. TBD call it back. Super Minion's going to be pushing in now. Bottom lane, Quantic going to have to answer here in the next couple of seconds, or risk watching another Nexus turret go down while they're out at the party. Should have just hired a nanny. Take care of that base for him.
Yeah, that bottom inhib. Oh, they only have Gunza back there.
And he is walking straight past the super minions. A minion side, they just pinged it. Just noticed the super minions are in the base.
Yeah, Gunza's going back and forth. Like, should I go? He's the support. He can't really clear it.
Can't kill anything. Yeah, Prime walking around as TBD worked this Baron down. Not with much haste, however. They're being very mindful of the vision in the pit. Teleport in, and they're just going to walk out and go after Prime. 5 strong Prime going to find a way out of it, though. Westrice now in the middle of the pile. 5 strong for Quantic. We'll see what they can do. Nexus turret going to fall. Quantic making a hard decision here. It's not looking like it's going to pay off for him. Oriana out. Apple going to run low. Prime out. Down goes Apple. Guns off the field. Loco Doco looking for a ticket to Bermuda. He's not going to find it. Maybe a ticket to Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. He gets clear. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Second Nexus they're going to follow the super minions. Quantic try to fight it at Baron and pay the price. A second game in a row. Loco Doco here and putting the hurt on to Arthalon. He'll get a kill.
Wow. Quantic's going to go to 2-2, and TBD's going to be at 2-1. So TBD technically has a better record right now than Quantic if they close this game out. And it looks like Westrice picking up another kill for himself.
And
they do it.
Fast enough. 2-1 goes TBD. Quantic to 2-2 with another game ahead of them. We'll see if they can salvage it or if they are headed for the rust bucket. Man, will it? It's a streak now.
Yeah, it's a streak, but
for Quantic looking rough.
Not
We'll
the
be
good
back
kind of streak.
Damn it.
Sorry.
It's mine. No, it's mine. Oh, man. What are you going to do? Key Largo, Pantigo,